bike racers, everybody listen up. We have a little bit of delay. We're going to start at 10 after. Start at 10 after. So take a lap, go to the restroom, something like that.
Yeah, we're running. How are you feeling? You got some nice stuff? Thereabouts?
It's all in the edit.
Oh, seriously? I mean, I do have something. Just, yeah, I guess we're up.
Vehicle on East Drive, heading toward the boathouse.
Trucks on course.
10-4.
So this is shooting down. What's that one? No, it's. So
Oh, I see.
the motorcycle's coming up.
Right.
What's after? I can do that too. I mean, this thing can rotate.
That vehicle has just passed the boathouse,
Yeah.
heading up to Cat's Paw.
You know,
There you go. No, but
listen to me.
yeah, and then wherever you want to stand, I'll just plug you in. I'll find you.
I don't know that I want to do the whole race because I don't have that much to say. Do my best. Can you see how many people are doing
No, I mean, my phone's compromised there, so I cannot check.
All right, we got Rob here. Rob's our chief ref. Rob, how are we looking? Small delay here.
Well, yeah, small delay, but sort of normal stuff. There's a truck on the road at Central Park. I know that's a shock.
Standard stuff for racing in Central Park.
Yeah, I mean, it is also in one of the. If we were going to have a truck on the course, that's the best place to do it. It's right over there by driving around the green. Big, wide space, plenty to sit.
And how long have you been an official for?
That's a good question. I've done this for about almost 10 years.
Well, we appreciate your service and making Central Park racing come alive. Thank you. All right, looks like we're about 4 minutes away from the start.
As soon as they get out, the recap.
The men's 1, 2, 3 race here is going to be pretty interesting. We've got a number of teams with large numbers. So interesting to see how that's going to play out. the way I've seen these races play out this year, there's usually a break, 7 or 8 riders get away, and then it sort of shakes out from there. We see the good guys get in the move, along with a couple other teams, including NYCC usually tries to get up there, but we'll see how it plays out today. It's going to be interesting to watch the tactics at play. One of the things I love about racing is just watching how it plays out.
Good morning and welcome to our bike race. We are going to start in a couple minutes here. Just a quick programming note. If you are within 3 quarters, you will be going to be standing up here. You are starting first. You start second. Slowly resuming up here. And if you are a footing rider, make sure you are over here. Get there, that little hill, big area where you get up. So that's it, 7 times around the course here, and you start in a minute.
Heading towards boat.
5, 4, 3,
10-4.
1, you're off. All right, so if you're 3/4, you get up here, if you're a little bit ready to release hang back.
Vehicle is passing along boathouse up towards Cat's Paw. Vehicle East Drive heading towards boathouse. DOT vehicle, white pickup truck. DOT pickup truck has passed along East River Drive, heading towards Cat's Paw.
All right, here we go with the men's 3-4.
And
you been?
All right, we've got all fields off now. And we wait.
So we're gonna run the.
Good morning, everybody. We're here for CRCA race number 3. We've had one race so far. Winner of the men's A was Anton Gibson from Good Guys. He's just come back from a training camp down in Tucson. And in the women's race?
Lucy was our winner last week, and she is our returning series leader from 2024. She podiumed on basically every race that she showed up to, and she's returned to her winning ways.
We're looking forward to a great race. We've had some repaving done in Central Park. It's going to be awesome. See you out there. All right, Lucy, second race, second win. How'd you go out there?
It was a fun day. It was a cold morning.
Yep. So last year you You certainly podiumed every race.
Sure.
How's your winter training been?
It's been fun. I do racing on Zwift, which is really humbling, and I think I'm terrible at it, but it's really good training.
Great. And tell me, how did you get into CRCA?
I was a collegiate racer at Columbia University when I was in grad school. Collegiate is just such a fantastic scene. It's really friendly, and the women's racing is just really supportive. And through that, I got to meet my teammate Sarah Chubb, and I've been on the same team as her for like over 10 years now.
Great. Congratulations on a great race. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, got with the winner of the men's A field here, Anton. Anton, you won last week as well. Great start to the season.
Yeah.
What was your preparation like?
We went down to Arizona with the good guys. We raced Valley of the Sun and Tucson Bicycle Classic. That was pretty good preparation. I was still a Cat 2 though, so I was trying to get my my Cat 1 upgrade for Redlands coming up in a few weeks. So it'll be and I finally got it with the win 2 weeks ago. So big things are coming. I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
Nice work. How did the race play out today?
You know, I just had honestly the legs today, so I was just forcing moves, getting in moves, just like soloing. Just my coach wouldn't be happy with how I was racing, to be honest, but you know, I got the job done, so that's all that matters.
Great. And how'd you get into racing, and how'd you get into CRCA?
So I started racing when I was 8 years old with Star Trek in Casino in Queens.
Nice.
So I started on the track, so I've been racing a while. I left for a few years to go race in France, and this year I'm back for the first year, so I haven't raced any of these New York City races in a while. This is my first year doing CRCA, and I'm just kind of feeling it out, seeing how it is. And honestly, it's just a good group in New York City. You know, like just everybody's just like happy to race, and there's a lot of races too, which is good. So I'm honestly really happy to be back racing here.
Awesome. Congrats on a great start to the season and a great race.
Yeah,
Well done.
thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, we're here with Max, winner of the men's C field, and Hannah, winner of the women's development field. Max, we'll go to you first. How'd your race go?
Just a nice race. I sat in and then I won the sprint.
Oh, super easy. Hannah, how did it develop in your race?
It was a good race. This was the first of the races I've done where a breakaway actually formed. So it was 2 of us for a while, and then it was 4, and then it was 6, and so then we sprinted.
Nice, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And Hannah, how did you get into CRCA and racing in Central Park?
I have been a triathlete since 2020, and then I started watching pro racing and was like, I need to do this.
Yeah, we've been reforming triathletes for quite some time.
Yeah, so I do both now, but I'm trending.
Great. Max, how about you? How did you get into racing at CRCA?
I picked up biking in July, and then I met Nathan. He told me to start racing, so I did.
Told you to start racing, told you to start winning, and you did. Well done. All right, that's a wrap for the second race of the season here for the CRCA Lucarelli and Castoli Club Race Series here at Central Park. We had repeat winners from round 1 in the men's A and the women's open racing. Great racing out there, great weather. Come and join us in Central Park for racing with CRCA.
You want to put it here, a little closer. Still New York City, you know.
Steal my coffee.
Yo, Doc.
Marshall. On condition 7-2, do we have a start?
Incoming.
All right, looks like we've got a small move off the front. They're being chased down though. Field is chasing. No one's going to let it go yet. Big hit sitting pretty at the back. Might take a while for that move to go.
Good. You know, people skip their coffee and they get a little jumpy. Actually, you should have. So Rob, so that one, I mean, she's doesn't have the end. And if you wanna like skip ahead to the ceremony or like make my way down, you can have that little one.
Oh no. That's okay.
Seriously? Do you wanna wait until like
Yeah, I'll wait till you come down. Look at your hand, your equipment. Sounds like we've got the men's 3-4 coming up.
We got a visual.
This field's all together. Men's 3-4. Onyx pushing up hard at the front. Field just sitting in. Strung out over the hill. That'll come back together on the flats. Jose, how long have you been doing this for?
This is my second season doing it.
And what brought you out to do this? Like, where's your inspiration come from?
You know, I was part of the team for many years. I mean, I technically still am, but you know, I raced for 4 years.
Which team?
NYC racing. And afterwards, you know, fell out of shape a little bit. I started doing photography for the team because I've always been a photographer. And then when the photography field got oversaturated, I started transitioning to video, and then live stream.
Awesome. Well, you've got some pretty fancy equipment here, and we appreciate you being out here and helping bring the racing into the homes of the people who can't make it up.
Thanks.
At 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m., 5 a.m.
What do we have here? How you doing, Nathan?
What is that? Why are they still here? Is that a race or?
Oh, I think that's development.
That's the clinic?
That'll be the clinic. They're going to start after the women's field go by. The men's clinic will start. The men's clinic, for those that don't know, is for first-time racers, people who are new to racing, need some help getting into the race. It's actually a really great way. It's how I first got into racing. I remember somebody that I met just riding suggested that I get out and try racing in CRCA. Didn't know what that was, even though I lived in New York City for a little while. And he said, try one of the clinics. So I did the clinic. I think it was in August of
That was going to be my next question.
2009, maybe 2010.
Oh, you probably raced with Marco, right? The photographer.
Yeah, it would have been too good for me, but so I did the clinic, I fell in love with it. I loved it. The feeling of just rolling through the park, and I remember a good amount of it. We were just in a long line and just snaking through the park. It's really hard to describe the feeling, but I remember it sort of really in my body what that was like. Just sitting in on a wheel and just enjoying the ride. Had a great time. Didn't necessarily perform well or anything, but immediately sort of fell in love with racing.
And you still race?
Yeah, I race. I'm not racing today. Obviously. My wife is doing the Boston Marathon this weekend, and we're headed up immediately after this race. I got to run home so we can catch the train up. The last thing I wanted to do was get into any kind of incident during today's event and mess up her important weekend. So not racing.
Tire at the market.
Anything could go wrong. So yes, I'm not racing today. I normally race in the CRCA B field or a 3-4 field. I'm a Cat 3, but I'm an older Cat 3, so I'm a slower Cat 3. I'm sure we did, yeah. I was lived in Denver for a little while, came back to the city 3 years ago, and CRCA and racing in Central Park is just such a big part of my life. It's where I've met most of the friends that I've made in New York City after I moved here from Australia, and so I love giving back to the club and to the community, and that's why I started doing some of the things I'm doing this year with the YouTube channel for CRCA.
Yeah, that's very cool what you're doing with the catch. Hopefully you'll keep that going. We're going to show a couple of episodes here in between categories, so stay tuned, I guess.
Yeah, and the point of the catch is just to highlight some of the members of the community. As I said, the community's, the New York cycling community scene is important to my life, and I just wanted to spotlight some people. It's not about showing you the fastest racers, the people that win the races every week. I have I filmed one other episode, just haven't got the editing done. But I'm going to be trying to keep them up every 1 or 2 weeks. All right, we've got the women's field coming up here for their first lap. Looks like the field is all together. Cheers from the crowd as they go by. Lucy is the big favorite in today's race. Lucy Veronova, last minute registration. All right, up to the starting line now. We have the men's clinic. We've got an amazing turnout today. I believe there is close to 60-something riders here today, which is just totally awesome. Great to see them all out here. I know some of those riders have raced before in CRCA races, but a good amount, this might well be their first race. The guys in the yellow vests are the marshals, or the coaches, if you like. So what happens during this event is we have a lot of experienced riders that will ride with these new riders, give them some tips on how to ride safely, maybe even some tips on tactics to use, but primarily keep it safe, keep it informative, and make sure people have a great experience.
men's clinic's going to leave in 30 seconds.
Here with me, who's riding my favourite bike in the motorcycle peloton today.
Men's clinic. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck. All right, women. Men's clinic, please come on over.
Vamos a esperar a que salgan los hombres.
All right, good morning, women's clinic. You have 3 laps. This here's the start and finish line. Now here's the French anything else on this last 50.
Next up is going to be the women's clinic. Same deal, great opportunity for new riders to have a safe experience, nice ease into racing. Great turnout for the women's clinic as well.
Every year it gets. People with the neon vest, they are the.
Yeah, the neon vests are the marshals, riding along marshals or coaches that will give some instructions to the riders along the way. Tips, keep them safe.
Women's clinic start. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a good race.
All right, lap 2 coming through for the men's P12. NYCC and Good Guys off the front. Looks like Good Guys just sitting on. The field strung out.
manufacturing one of your episodes. Let me see which one is this.
Hey Rob, I wanted to tell you, I love the videos. Oh, very good. Yeah, very good. Just having fun. Yeah, but it's great. It's entertaining, and you're doing a good job. Appreciate it.
I also hope to bring some let you know what the reality is. I took a month off.
Let's go, Zach! Let's go!
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to The Catch. The Catch is where we catch up with some of the members of New York's bike racing community. We're going to be meeting passionate members of our community, and we're going to bring you their unique stories and insights. Today, I'm meeting with Ben Brown. Ben currently races for the Big Hit team. This will be Ben's 4th year racing, but he's quickly risen up the ranks, and he's well known in the peloton as a strong rider. Welcome to The Catch, Ben.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about your sporting background before you got into cycling.
So I always did sports, did like rugby and football growing up, and then I did a little bit of rowing in university.
In terms of rowing, how far did you go? What'd you do?
I never actually went that far. We were not that competitive a boat. I went to Manchester University, so I did a little bit of like local racing, but I never took it so seriously.
And what inspired you to get into cycling and take up competitive racing?
So it was kind of the middle of the pandemic, and I always use my bike to kind of get around the city, and I just decided that if I wasn't going to try racing then, I was never going to try it, and I might regret it. Right. I was right.
Well, you certainly hit it hard from the beginning, and within your second year, 2022, you attempted the hour record at the Casena Velodrome, and you were successful in beating Ken Harris's record from 2008. Where did the idea come from, and can you tell us a little bit about how you prepared for the attempt?
People talked about Ken's record, and it always amazed me that no one had attempted to break it before. So that's what inspired me originally, and then also just kind of the fact that there's this velodrome in the middle of Queens seemed like such a cool story to me. And then in terms of preparation, I mean, I did a regular season, then I did some kind of TT specific stuff and kind of had to learn to ride a track bike as well. So that was an experience.
One of the things I love about racing is the strategy element. And you're obviously a strong rider, and playing the right card at the right time is critical. I watched Max Blinderman's race report recently from one of the club races, and you really seem to be, kind of messing with him, probably part of your strategy. How did you learn race strategy, and what are some of the key favorite cards you like to play when you're racing?
I mean, we love to kind of force breaks on our team and just kind of, it's fun to kind of get into people's heads a little bit and kind of talk to them a little bit. I think, I think having a really strong team is helpful in that respect because, on Big Hit we have so many options for who we can get up the road or who we can put in a sprint. So I think what I find most exciting is just winning a race with any of us and trying to kind of play it that way, I suppose.
Any specific race results that maybe you're particularly proud of that you've had over the year, either by yourself or as part of a team?
Yeah, I mean, there are a few. Like, we had a really nice season last year. I think managing to put one of our guys top 10 in the GMSR GC was really cool. One that stands out as not a win is Baker getting 3rd at Cap Region. That was like such a complete team effort. And then personally, like winning the CRCA Club Championships last year was pretty cool as well.
I often tell people when I talk about cycling and how I got into it that it really changed my life. It's where I sort of found my people in New York City. What are the things you've got out of the community?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree that like in terms of finding my people and connecting with the people around the city, and you can be out riding your bike, and if you see someone who's in like a team kit, you know that you probably know them in some way, and it just feels like you're never far from knowing someone, which is cool.
And Ben, what are your goals for 2025?
I mean, look, just keep trying to have the team do well, I suppose. Like, keep winning races and try and do it on bigger and bigger stages, but keep racing at local level as well.
All right, Ben, well, thanks for chatting to us this morning. Really appreciate it. Any final thoughts you've got for someone who might be out there thinking about racing, just getting into racing?
Do it and come to a CRCA clinic. It's nowhere else do you get to race in Central Park, which is a really cool thing, and I think it's important to support it, and you'll get so much out of it. So recommend that.
All right, thanks again, Ben. That was great. And thanks for catching up with us on The Catch. If there are other people in our community you'd like to hear from, or you think others would like to hear from, let us know in the comments.
Thank you for asking. Oh, we got something.
All right, here come the women's Trans Femmes P1, 2, 3 field. Got to push off the front. I think that's Tori. Field's. Looks like we've dropped a couple of riders, but pretty much the field together there. I think that was Tori on the front, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not 100% sure.
you want me to patch you in?
Do you have the women's? Did you get? Does this bring up who was on the front? Of the women's?
Not necessarily.
No.
Doing all the chip on.
Oh. So we've got the rest of the women's field here that have dropped off the main field. Oh no, this is the break of the 1-2. Foundation. Big hit. And good guys. Told you. There we go. NYCC on the front chasing back. They've missed that move. So break a 3 from the 1-2-3s. We got the men's 3-4 field coming in here. A couple of fast riders pulling off the front. That is the men's development field. Looking good. Races all together. Often during that development field, they keep the race together for the first lap. Get everybody comfortable with being around each other. One of the challenges people face sometimes when they first get into racing is just what it's like, how close it can be. One of the amazing things when you watch the professional races and you from inside the peloton and you see just how close they are, how crazy it is, how skilled they are. When you get a new rider coming in, may have done a lot of miles, maybe super strong, but just getting comfortable in a field, being close to people, sometimes getting bumped, knowing how to take those bumps and react. That's something we try to give some people some coaching on when they first join the club. Everybody goes through a skills clinic, make sure they're ready for racing. That's in addition to the clinic we're running today. If you happen to be joining us from the Netherlands, you wouldn't know that it's an absolutely beautiful day in New York City. 60 degrees. A little unusual for April, but perfect racing day. Spring in New York City, flowers are just starting to come up. Buds are on the trees. You might be able to see that in the feed. Just beautiful. All right, we got the men's 3-4 field coming here. Onyx, Linnea, and an unknown rider there. 3 off.
Come
They're
on,
going to get away. Chance for those 3 riders to get away if they can, unless the field gets organized. Not much of a gap. But if they hesitate, they might just get away. That looked like 3 strong riders on the front. I think I recognize one of those as one of the winners from the club race that we last had. He ended up soloing off the front and getting about a 2-minute gap. So definitely a strong rider and someone they need to be watching.
one more catch to exploit.
You can't see him, dude. You're not good.
Yeah, that would be ideal. A couple of the heads. Here we go. Sorry.
NYPD truck heading down East Drive.
All right, here we got the women's
Passing
development
Bow
field
House.
coming through. Strong riders on the front.
Pick it up, folks. Pick it up, Kay.
Looking good, looking good. All right. May have a few riders up the back, but pretty much looking like that's all together. Nicely done. Go, you got this. Go, go, go. All right, looking good. In the development clinics, both the men's and the women's, you get a range of riders, people who have ridden a lot, might be quite strong, no problem sticking with the field, and some who are so new, need perhaps a little bit more strength and experience. Which is why we provide so many coaches and marshals in the field to make sure that everybody's got somebody with them, nobody's left on their own out the back, and they can be encouraged along the way and still get something from the experience. I remember one of the first races I did. So I did the clinic, and then I signed up for the Tour of the Catskills shortly after, and I was not ready to race. Let's put it that way. And did okay in the time trial. I don't go up hills particularly well, and the next day was had some climbing. I got dropped off the back. Ended up coming in well back off the pack of this Cat 5 race, and that would have been sort of late August, maybe early September time frame, and I was not discouraged. I decided I was going to work hard over the winter, and I did. I'd signed myself up for the Tour of the Battenkill, which was a big race, which just come back this year, and I would love to be doing that race this year. I can't unfortunately make the date, but that was a huge race. It was, it's got the gravel sectors, much like the spring classics that are happening right now in Europe. And it was a big race, great race. I trained my ass off all winter long. I remember riding in the snow and the sleet, dropped a bunch of weight and turned up to some club races, and then did bat and kill in, I think that was probably April of that year. And in the Cat 5, one of the Cat 5 fields, they had multiple Cat 5 fields. That's how big that race was back then. And I got second in my field. We got a break of 7 off on the first climb, and we stayed away. And just, I will never forget that feeling. That just felt so good. 7 of us riding together, and we would just drop one by one here on the different climbs or sectors that were along that route. And then finally it was 3 of us left, and we sort of split up a little bit on the last climb, and I made it in for second. So proud of my achievement there and sticking it out, but it goes to show, it doesn't matter how strong you are when you start racing or riding, it's just the entry. With the club racing and the coaching and so on that we provide in the club at CRCA, gives people an opportunity to get some skills and experience. But just as importantly to me, it's a way of meeting people, and you know, I think a lot of people have gained a lot from the club, from joining that. If you're not aware, CRCA, which is the Century Road Club Association, very old, one of the oldest racing clubs in all of the USA, based here out of Central Park. CRCA.net if you're looking for more information. We'll get you into racing. Racing in Central Park is just, to me, it's iconic, and I think it's something that exists that a lot of people don't even know about in New York City. This thing that happens early in the morning on a weekends during spring and summer. We start our races pretty much at sunrise, try to get out of the park before it gets too busy. Make sure it's safe for everybody. With the warmer weather today, we're going to have a few more people in the park, I suspect, so we've got to work extra hard to keep it safe. That's why we have the marshals throughout the course. We have the motos, providing some direction and keeping everybody separate and safe. Men's A, should be right. Men's A field, be interesting to see where we still got it. Break still forming. There's Baker on the front, 2 good guys, I called it. So we got 2 big hits. 2 good guys. Good guys are, they're a little strung out, but okay. 2 big hit, 2 good guys. See if that one sticks. Give a minute. All right. Here with Tom Maines, the face of, what would we say, Tom? The face of organizing the back end stuff of racing in New York City. How long have you been doing this for?
We'll go with that. I promoted my first race back in 2003. I've been doing it officially full time since 2018. And I guess 2012 is when I kind of got, started doing a lot more events.
And how did you get into it in the first place? Were you you're an official? Were you a cyclist?
I was a cyclist for many years. I raced quite a bit. And then we just started putting on races, kind of get back to the sport. And we started developing some systems to make it better, more efficient, quicker. People started seeing that, liking it, and said, "Hey, can you do my race? Can you do my race?" And it just ballooned into a business that I had no intention of doing, but it grew to the point where I actually got to quit my full-time job, and now I All I do is organize bike races and provide services to other bike races and other sporting events.
That's awesome. Tom living the dream, turning cycling passion into his full-time job. Yeah, so a lot of these races can't happen. I remember when I first started racing, which was not that long ago, but 13, 15 years ago, the CRCA races, we were scoring by visual eye. Then we got a camera. There was paper and stopwatches and all that kind of stuff. And we've moved beyond that now. We've got the high-speed cameras here for our races, and Tom and his team do a great job and really help keep New York cycling alive.
Hey, what's up?
Right, men's development field. Got a rider attacking. They got one to go. They got one to go. One to go. One to go. One to go. Women's trans femmes all together. Waiting for the move, waiting for the move.
Is that the end? Oh, maybe. I don't know. That was really bad. Yeah, let me know how it goes.
This is the men's 3-4. Still looks like that's all together. There must be somebody up the front. I think we missed a break. It was off the front there of the 3-4 field.
All right, that was cool. I'm gonna go catch up to him. I don't want to disrupt his race. See ya.
Which field is Marcel in? Is in the men's development?
We should know.
First time racer or?
Yeah, the last group.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can cross. but I made it to the other side.
Development field. They're the leaders. All right, we got a select group up the road now. So again, during that development field, they usually do the first race, pretty much keep it together. First lap, rather. They keep that all together. That's the end of their second lap. They've just entered their last lap. Some more development field riders coming across.
NYPD vehicle along East River Drive passing Boathouse.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Do get a little bit of traffic in here in the park from time to time.
Yeah, typically by the last sprint.
Yeah. Usually emergency vehicles. We've had wow, there was a year we had the secret. Actually, a couple of years last year, maybe the Secret Service were here, driving the wrong way because. Watch the dog. Got a stray dog here. All right, the break is away, and what do you know? Two good guys, two big hit. Foundation's latched on. Can this stay away? NYCC chasing hard. The rest of big hits sitting in. Good guys sitting in. Not too much of a gap. They may pull that one back yet. I was interested to see how this one was going to play out today. The
who was going to get away in the break, how that was going to form. I'm certainly glad I'm not in that field today. I would not still be there. Looks like they've been attacking hard, really trying to make a move stick. But there's a lot of teams with numbers, and so plenty of people to bring it back if they're not in the move. And so maybe the smart move for some of the teams was to sit back, take a risk, let the others chase it back, particularly if you're a smaller team, 2, 3, 4 riders. You can sit back and let others do the work. Keep your powder dry for the last lap, for the sprint, or for the last move that goes. But you know, it's a gamble, and that's the strategy of racing and why it's fun. It takes more than fitness. You certainly got to have the fitness, but you got to have the race brain to go with it. Foundation had one rider in the break that was forming as they crossed the finish line last time. Foundation, another strong team here in New York. They're actually one of I think the oldest sub-team in the CRCA. As well as being a strong race team, they raise money for non-profits throughout the community, which is awesome. Foundation has an elite team that competes in the USA Crits. I was watching a couple of recent races, and they were up there. It was really awesome to hear the CRCA Foundation name being called out on the live stream, and seeing representatives from our team, from our club, racing at the highest, the elite level, USA Crits. That's a solo rider off the B field. All right, that's the end of the men's clinic. A lot of grunting and groaning as they hit the line there. Everybody across safely, good to see. There's my man. That's Nate. He's one of the, used to be my teammate, and he was one of the
There's a bike coming. You have to run on the other side.
I understand, sir, but I'll get killed.
Yeah, okay.
They're chasing that solo rider. Good job, good job. Riders continuing to finish the clinic.
Hey, bikes on the rec lane, please push them back.
Like a nice competitive finish there for the men's clinic. Another field coming up. This looks like the women's trans femme field, I believe. They're all together. If somebody make a move. One to go. Nice job, you're done. Nice job. No race for you today? No. Fincraft is one of the big teams in the area, well known. Did cyclocross? Yeah, me too. Who's your coach?
My dad. Kevin Moore.
Do you do any road racing? You could just move it off the yeah, thank you. It's getting busy now, so you just move it off the jogger's lane, that'd be great. Thanks. It's getting busy here. If we can just clear the jogger's lane, that would be awesome. Just ask you guys to clear the jogger's lane for everybody. Thanks. Good job.
Okay, CRCA racers, you gotta get out of the wreck lane. That isn't even close.
Alright, we should have another. Oh, you can't leave that. Alright, here we got another field coming in hot. This is the P12, men's P12 field. They're getting one to go. Solo rider. That's not going to stick. All back together again for the P12 field. Alright.
¿Cómo?
No olvides a correr.
No. ¿Cómo te va?
Of course, in my race preview video for the men's P12, I said a break would definitely go away, which of course means one is not going to go away. Just goes to show you how much I know. They've stuck together, and it looks like the field is going to sort themselves out. Shortly, we should have the men's category 3-4 race next. Leave. Got a nice crowd gathering here at the finish line. Cheer people on. Watch their friends, family, and other races finish.
Bueno, eso es recuperándote.
Alright, we got a field coming up. I think this is going to be the men's 3-4 finish. This looks like the rest of the women's development clinic.
Hey. Incoming. Miren. ¿Cómo? Sí, aquella también.
Women's finishes.
Algo así. Viene más, viene más.
Oh, men's winner right there. Onyx soloing away again. That guy's strong. He needs Kyle. All right, Kyle needs to cat up. All right, here comes the field for the 3-4 race. Looks like Kyle took the win. All safely across the line. That's number one.
Yeah.
Great finish.
Really? Congratulations. Oh my God. Qué bien.
Must feel like a racetrack out there. Dude, must feel like a racetrack out there.
Felicidades.
Yeah. I was saying it must feel like a racetrack out there with this smooth surface.
Yes, very nice.
Lee, you're one of the officials here. How long have you been officiating for?
Maybe like 8 years. 8 years or so.
And what brings you out to do this? Get up early on a Saturday morning, sometimes in the rain, sometimes in miserable condition. Today's a delight, but what keeps you doing this?
It's a unique opportunity to ride a motorcycle in a park.
Yeah. Same reason we race bikes, right? It's a unique experience to race around Central Park. Well, what's that? Oh. Yeah. It's all fun. I don't take myself too seriously.
He finished 3-4. Like a minute, right?
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah. But he's some of the other ones he won, it was like 2 minutes. Yeah. We need to.
No. I mean, he's racing in the branch pool. Oh, yes, it's almost level.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Strong guy.
Sometimes it's like former pros, they start, they come from Europe, you need the license.
Right.
You have to start at 5-4.
That's pretty silly. They can, USAC can, they can move it up. Yeah. Right. He'll be up. He'll be out. He'll be up soon enough. That's at least 3 wins that I can count. So. Yeah. Oh, all of them? Sorry. All right, so we should have the women's trans femmes. Everybody's on their last lap now. Everybody's on their last lap, I believe. Yep. Should have the women first. You must be here cheering for somebody. Who is it? Who do you need to watch?
Oliver Babb, and he's a contender for first place.
Nice. Who does he race for? What team?
Big Hit.
Oh, Big Hit. Yeah, Big Hit. Big Hit. Big Hit's coming. Yeah, Big Hit. Yeah. Nothing got away yet. Big Hit was trying to form. Little breaks form from time to time, but they stick together. Yeah. So didn't. Yeah. Looked like it was pretty tough out. Make a little space here. Thanks. All right, here we go. That looked like Lucy. Not too surprised. Lucy Vegnarova with the win. All right, so that was the finish of the women's trans femmes field. Pulling off the sprint at the end there. Nice, clean safe sprint.
Multiple NYPD units on East River Drive.
Got police cars and the finish. Good guys for the win. All right, well, that's the fun of racing in Central Park. Sometimes we get law enforcement. Yeah, I'll ask the police to move next time. All right, well, there we go. That was at least a safe finish.
I think the cop took it. He won.
All right, that's everybody. Looks like we might have. Please don't ride in the park at all, ever. Okay.
You want to hand me the bike?
All right, I'm gonna head down to the finish line.
So that is like all the categories? Yeah? So you can go down there? I'll try to find you.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to The Catch. The Catch is where we dive into the heart of New York's bike racing scene, meeting passionate members of our community and bringing to you their unique stories and insights. Today I'm going to meet with Jason Atkins. Jason is a relatively new rider who's coming into his third season. Jason's a Cat 4 rider and he races for the CRCA Major Taylor Development Team. Hey Jason, welcome to The Catch.
Hi, great to be here.
Hey Jason, like me, you got into bike racing a little bit later in life. What brought you to racing bikes?
I got into racing bikes because I was in ride on the bike. I went home to my wife and I was like, babe, I am going to do the 5-borough bike tour. And it was like, well, what's next after I've hit this goal? And someone's like, hey, you can train to race.
You said that you were not much of a athlete growing up, didn't do a lot of organized sports. Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I had hoop dreams as a kid. I wanted to be in the NBA. My surgeon, a guy here from New York, told me like you're not built to be an athlete, so you got to like stop playing sports. And at the time, I didn't want to believe him. But every time I would do like an athletic endeavor, he was proved right. Like my knees would just be on fire. So my 20s and my 30s, I wasn't too active. But fast forward to this bike, I remember when I pushed myself on the bike, I did not feel pain in my knees. First time in my life, I was doing athletic stuff and I wasn't in pain. But then I also, I found something that I could do, like an area of being athletic where I could like actually dive in and not come home and be hurting all the time.
So how did you get into that first race?
A friend of mine, Vince Chang, he encouraged me to sign up for it and to just do it. I was a little bit nervous about like racing with other people. I was nervous about whether I would be safe to race with other people. And at the Mengoni clinic, they help you to understand like how to race, and then you do it. And I loved it. But you show up They really take you through everything you need to know, and that was super helpful for me, and I've continued racing since that first experience.
And anybody in the community that sort of helped you develop
Yeah.
your racecraft and your experience?
Yeah, so there are multiple people. I might forget a few. The first one that comes to mind is a guy named Claudio Marquez. He has a YouTube channel. His life is an open book. I think he got dropped in his first, like 18 races or something like that. So him documenting his life as a racer really helped to prepare me for what it would mean, what it would be to like actually start racing here in New York. I knew that not coming in first place was not a loss, but rather a learning opportunity from him. Also a guy named Vince Chang. He races G4D in CRCA. He's the person who encouraged me to do Mengoni. He's the person that encouraged me as I was like just training as a bike guy. He helped me to understand how to be a cyclist.
One of the things I love about the cycling community is just meeting people from different backgrounds, different walks of life that I wouldn't otherwise get the opportunity to. I believe you're a musician. Tell us a little bit about your musical career.
I started playing bass guitar in college, in my freshman year of college, and I have not stopped. So I'm a musician in the New York City scene. I do like studio gigs. We had an amazing singer, great times, fun band, Stevie Wonder tribute band. I started it when I was in grad school back in 2010. We had an amazing singer, great times, fun band. Now, like I play at my church maybe like once a month, and then, yeah, I have a lot of fun doing that. You meet a lot of people.
In addition to cycling, you've got a wife, 2 kids. How do you balance the training, racing? Tell us a little bit about maintaining balance in your life.
Yeah, that's been a big challenge for me, but the way that I approach it is I do my training super early in the morning. If you're on Strava, you see that I'm doing my training rides like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. My goal is to get it done, to be showered, and to be ready to be a dad by like 6:30.
All right, we raced here in Prospect Park today, but Prospect Park or Central Park, which one's your favorite race course?
Central Park is my favorite race course, honestly. I love it, and they're paving it. The race we did there last week was amazing. Like I just loved like hitting that smooth section of pavement, and then to know in another few weeks it'll be even smoother. I'm looking forward to it, man.
All right, what are your next races coming up? What are your goals for the season?
My next races, I think I'm going to do Mengoni, whatever shows up here for LNC and Verge. I'm definitely going to do all the CRC races this season. My goals in the races are just to race smarter. My goal is to conserve energy, to make moves when it makes sense.
Thank you, Jason, for taking a little bit of time to share with us a little bit about you, who you are, and what bike racing brings to your life. Last tips for anyone interested in bike racing but not sure where to start.
Number one, do it. You're going to have a lot of fun. Today was a lot of fun. But in terms of yourself, if you're nervous about it, start with group rides. Get comfortable riding in the pack with friends. And then from there, if you're comfortable there, try out a race.
Well, thanks again. Thank you.
Rod, pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for joining me on The Catch. If there's somebody you think is interesting that other people should meet, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you get these when they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you out there.
out here. You guys do. Thank you.
I mean, look at the number there. Multiple phones. It's cool, dude.
Thank you.
I also like that it's just a trailer. Well, I guess that's how you bring it.
Yeah.
Oh, you attach it to your bike and you bring it over.
Ya estoy aquí, de nuevo.
John from NYC Racing.
Bunch of us was
NYC is one of the bigger teams in CRCA. How did you get involved?
It's like fun to be. I think the same They look good, right? They look good. The last decline before you get to Prix, it's sort of like it's big storm drain, but it's like really defensive.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were with two other ones. I don't know if they were from my field. I think so, based on the number. I don't think one of the guys also had, he was physically not well, and they were with him, and we caught up to them. They told us to rotate. To the goal is always to beat someone to the shadows. I kind of realized I need to like getting to like I watched the second one already has to work 30%. The third has to socks. No. No, I only thought about it once. What do you mean?
How are you?
Good. I appreciated the video because I was like, why is nobody coming around?
Mengoni Grand Prix.
I checked the.
Oh, you did?
And I was like, oh, I know. Started.
Oh, wow. That's nice to hear.
It started pretty late, right? Like it started at 10 past?
Yeah, it was, and it just kind of slowly, yeah.
Yeah, then the clinic one started really late. Like they didn't come around for 8 minutes.
Yeah, it started pretty late. How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah?
It's alright.
Well, we're
I
gonna
wish I was
see
going
you.
for a ride, but I think I'm just gonna go home and nap.
Yeah, with this, I don't think people are they?
I think so. You know, it's supposed to rain after.
I wish I could check, but my phone has been committed.
I don't want to. Nobody
Es que hay información que hay un debate por la enfermedad.
But yeah. Yeah. My mom knows this.
It's like a men cut, like tight
nice
here,
bag.
but not like.
I bet I know.
Where are we going?
In the extended podium for the men, in fifth, we have Baker Donahue, and in fourth, we have Milan Kemper. Thank you, everyone.
Or maybe because I'm out of it, it feels like it next year.
Told us, compete. 100%. And behind each other, they push other people. Way.